Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. My name is Forrest. I just want to thank you for clicking on my video. It really does mean a lot. So with that being said, about 5 years ago I joined Amway as an IBO, and I just want to share with you guys my experience and whether or not this business is sustainable. So you also might know me from this video here. I just took a thumbnail of the video. I will have it linked down below in a pinned comment and in the description of this video, but it's about a 12-minute video where I kind of sell Amway. I talk about how you can grow your business and kind of really the benefits of Amway and how you can earn and make a lot of money. And so I made that video about 5 years ago, and I just kind of want to talk about, does what I put in that video still stand up? So feel free to check it out, but with that being said, let's keep going. So, is Amway sustainable? Now, a real business relies on income from customers, right? So customers purchase goods and services from a business, and if they like it or find value in the goods and services, they become repeat customers. And as long as there continues to be value in the goods and services, sales are made. So I kind of summarize this here with customers, goods, and value. So you see repeat customers, purchase of goods, perceived value. You need all three to have a good business, a viable business that produces a reliable income, right? So part of what Amway sells is you build your business up and then it kind of runs itself. So these are the three things that I believe are key to that reliability. And the main part is if people do not repeat as customers, your business will crumble because you will constantly be needing to find new customers. So one of the things that I found with Amway, and if you ask pretty much anyone who has been in the business of Amway, is you have a lot of people joining, and you also in that have a lot of people leaving. There's a high flux of people in and a high flux of people out, and it's just this constant just up and down, up and down, up and down. So one of the biggest problems you will face if you are in the business or thinking about starting is people do not stay. They join on the principle of starting a business and making money. So that's why people join. That's probably why you joined. That's why I joined. Your recruiter might have talked to you about an extravagant trip they went on due to their status in Amway, and their family could come along, and Amway paid for it, and there were other, diamond members that came, and this, that, and the other, and this is how much I'm making, and like, oh, I have all the time in the world now because I exchanged this amount of time and I got back more time and money, and they make it seem like it's this grand thing, but the reality is that people will leave because, so some of my experience in talking to friends and family about Amway is I ran into people who were recruited in, and the way that they were recruited in was very manipulative on the part of the person that recruited them, because a lot of people are just looking to get people in, right? Um, and so they were, had this bad story about Amway. And Amway as a whole, there's a lot of great things I learned about business practices, and a lot of great things that came out of it. But again, the crux of it all is people do not stay in Amway. So another problem is the price. So the product is way too high. For example, the laundry detergent was $50 to do your laundry. You're gonna spend $50 on detergent, and it wasn't an extra large jug of it. It was the same size as what you'd get off the shelf in the grocery store. So I kind of put here just briefly, people join on the promise of wealth and this lifestyle and time, but people end up leaving because they're not dedicated to the product, right? They're not joining because of this amazing product line that Amway sells. They're joining for the business side of it. And then the product prices are way too high. So if I am trying to buy the product, it's just I'm going to find it not good, right? If I'm trying to sell the product or buy it, like if I can get something cheaper from Walmart or Food Lion or Target, why would I spend the extra money? And then again, unethical recruiting. Not everyone, but there definitely were people and then the story circulates, and then people, hey, someone was talking about, oh, don't join Amway. I had this recruiter do this to me. So I think those are things why people leave or don't join at all. So this is a little bit of how I believe in principle the business should work. So they have a decent business model. It's a lot like a lot of business models. So you join, right? You're brought in, you become an IBO, and first thing you should do is buy their product, right? You need to experience the product before you begin sharing it with others. So you buy the product, you figure out, oh, what you enjoy, what you like, and maybe it's something that you hadn't bought before. Maybe it's something that you're replacing something with and you like it better, so you share that with your friends and family. It should be a natural thing, right? And then they like the product and they either begin buying from you or they say, you know what, I want to become an IBO. So then you recruit them and then you start mentoring them as they, begin buying the product and start sharing it with their friends. You kind of begin to mentor them on what's worked for you in the business, and then they kind of reach out to those people, and then they join, and that circle just kind of keeps spinning, right? Keeps going. That's how it should work, right? You join, you buy the product, you enjoy the product, you share. They enjoy the product, they join, they share, and it just should grow from that. But what ends up happening is, like in that previous business model, there's kind of these two things, I would say. Well, really one, you'll see they're kind of similar, but really is one thing, which is the movement of product. So one way to get the movement of product, which is the first issue I'm going to talk about, is by having a repeat customer. So Amway is horrible at getting repeat customers, and the reason why most IBOs do not have a sustainable business is because their business is not based on the sales to genuine customers with a genuine need. So an example I like to give with this is if you go back to the gold rush of the 1840s, 1850s, right, when everyone was going out to California and mining for gold, is people were poor and trying to get rich, right? From nothing to rich, kind of like what Amway does. And some people made it. Some people wasted their time and their life searching for gold, only to be left with nothing and to have moved their family away. But there was one group of people that absolutely made bank, and that was the shovel salesmen, the sifting salesmen, the people that were selling gold mining materials, what you needed to gold mine, right? They made so much money because there was a need. So a good business, again, there has to be that need that draws people in for your product. Now, people are buying into a business for Amway, but it's not the goods. And again, that's the crux of it all. It's like it's like trying to sell the gold mining equipment to other people who want to sell it to other people, but you're, in an area where there's not really any gold. It's just you're continuing to sell these tools to grow a business and this business idea, but there's not really anything to harvest, if that makes sense. There's not really anything to dig into to get out of it. So let's keep going. So that's the first issue. So again, the movement of product is the overall issue. And first thing I said is the repeat customers. The second thing is like just the purchase of goods. So again, they're kind of the same thing, and I apologize if it seems like I'm re-saying a lot of the same things, but the movement of goods. If people aren't repeat customers, then the entire business hinges on consistently finding new people to buy, and that's what a lot of Amway is when you join. Is you're constantly trying to recruit people and build it because you have so many people that never buy, say they join, but they never buy anything because they're also just trying to sell a business, or they buy a couple things but they don't rebuy those things. So that's just a flaw, right? So like most IBOs themselves will not buy Amway products once their affiliation to Amway is over. I no longer sell Amway. I'm no longer an IBO. I'm no longer a part of the business, and I have, since I stopped, not bought a single product. Amway products are generally higher than competitors, as mentioned before with the laundry detergent. And that's partially because the Amway bonus that you get is kind of built into the price. So they're naturally inflated. And ultimately, IBOs wind up self consuming the majority of their own product and hoping that the people they recruit do the same thing. So, like when I joined, I bought a bunch of product and I was unable to sell it to family and friends. And over time, I just slowly consumed it myself. And people I recruited did the same thing. And that kind of becomes the business model of you hope that the people you recruit do what you tell them. They probably won't move the product, and then they slow burn through that product. So last slide, I just wanted to keep this kind of short and simple. So many or possible most cases, IBOs are only selling the Amway opportunity and not the Amway products. So I have kind of that in the middle is like the business, the wealth, that's the Amway opportunity. They sell the possibility of hope, or a possibility or hope that they will build a business, walk away and collect untold wealth for the rest of their lives, which is kind of what I talk about in that video I linked. And that's honestly never going to happen. For example, if you sold 100 PV monthly on a consistent basis to customers, you say, if you're not part of Amway, just say you were able to achieve like the goal that you set for yourself, baseline goal. These customers will automatically go online and make purchases when they run out of their product. If you are lucky, they will also refer their friends to make purchases, but most IBOs do not sell product, right? Like that's the ideal case. They buy 100 PV consistently when they run out. They refer to their friends, etc. But again, like that's not what IBOs are selling. They are selling the opportunity, and Upline uses your hopes and dreams to sell you those tools. And that's the real business of Amway. If you are joining Amway, you absolutely want to make money, or you feel like the person that recruited you is pushing all of these tools to make diamond, that's honestly how they are probably diamond status, is they're selling you the business side of things. To pretty much everyone they recruit, because that's the value. And in terms of Amway having decent business tools, sure, if that's something you're wanting to grow and have an education on, like that I would say is worth it. But I kind of want to end with just a friend of mine who had made diamond and their story. So when they made diamond, they kind of stopped, if you will, continuing with the recruiting and stuff, and just thought, hey, maybe if we just sit, this engine will kind of turn itself and we can just reap the benefits of our time while making an income. And I kid you not, within 2 months' time, their entire business, everything they had built up, was gone. Basically, it dwindled into almost nothing. And that is, again, because of the rate at which people leave. And it is the very reason why the business is not sustainable. People are not repeat customers of their product or any of it, and that is also why I left Amway. You're going to find yourself putting more money than you want and more time into your business, and there will never truly be any fruits. So again, this is just a 5-year follow-up from that video I posted 5 years ago, and the reality of it, what I experienced, what others I have known have experienced, and kind of how it should work is ideal and it makes sense, but the reality of it is the value is in the business, not the goods, and that is why it will fail. So again, my name is Forrest. I hope you learned something, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.